is to precipitate out our dissolved copper by reacting with 6 molar sodium hydroxide. We start by adding approximately 10 drops of sodium hydroxide, and we see a solid starting to form. When we mix it up, however, that solid actually redissolves, indicating there must be something in the solution that is reacting with the copper hydroxide, causing it to redissolve. To reproduce the solid again, we add some more sodium hydroxide. This time, when we stir it up, the solid does not completely dissolve. We now need to separate this solid from the liquid. For that, we are going to use a centrifuge. We rinse off our stirring rod to make sure we don't have any solid left on that. And next, we're going to take it over to a centrifuge. When using a centrifuge, it's important to make sure that the centrifuge is balanced. Opposite the sample tube, we're going to place a second tube that's filled with water to about the same volume. Place it inside the centrifuge on opposite sides of the rotor, and we turn it on. Look at the top of the centrifuge, we see that it is spinning extremely rapidly. This is creating a centrifugal force to separate the solid from the liquid. Slowly come to a halt. It's important not to open the centrifuge and try to stop the rotor manually. This can damage the centrifuge. It could also result in your finger hitting the test tube sitting at the top, causing it to break, perhaps injuring you. Down significantly, but it's still not quite stopped. Give it more time. Once it's slowed down to a safe speed, reach in, grab our sample tube. If you look at it, notice how the solid has now been pulled to one side, and we have a clear liquid floating above. The liquid is called the supernatant. Make sure there's no more copper in that solution, so we add a little bit more sodium hydroxide. When we do so, we see a few more pieces of solid. So we're going to have to mix it up, add a little bit more sodium hydroxide, and centrifuge it again. This process continues until after centrifuging, test the liquid, no more solid is formed.